Hello again. A member of my family lives in a small town in southeast England, not all that far from Luton. She and her partner currently rent a three-bedroom house for £850 a month. The owner is selling and they have to move. To their horror, they have found that the going rate for a three-bedroom house in the town now is £1,400, which they simply cannot afford. In other words, £550 a month more than they're currently paying. This is not an uncommon situation at the moment. The price of rented property is soaring way beyond the rate of inflation. Inflation is currently running at about 8% a year, but in London rents are going up twice as fast, 17% a year. The cause of this disastrous situation is not hard to find. There are more and more people seeking places to rent, and of course when demand far outstrips supply, then prices inevitably rise. Why are more and more people seeking rented accommodation? Well, net immigration last year was running at 606,000. Half the foreign-born population in this country lives in southeast England, and a third of them in London. Can you see what it is yet? All those hundreds of thousands of extra people need somewhere to live, and few of them will be able to afford to buy a house. That means that around 250,000 more homes were needed last year in England. This in turn caused a desperate shortage of rented property and so forced up the cost. It makes sense when you think about it. If you own a flat and are looking for a tenant and find that there's a big queue of people wanting it, you increase the rent. Somebody will still take it. There is another factor at work, and this too is connected with immigration. The government is desperate to get all those asylum seekers out of hotels where they're costing the taxpayer millions a day. For this reason, Serco, which works closely with the government in all kinds of areas, is advertising to get hold of as much rented accommodation as it can lay its hands on for asylum seekers. In the description to this video, I give a link to one of their advertisements aimed at landlords. They say, "We are responsible for over 30,000 asylum seekers in an ever-growing portfolio of more than 7,000 properties. Our operating model is based on leasing properties from a wide network of landlords, investors and agents, with Serco acting as a tenant. They'll pay all utility bills and council tax, do the repairs and make sure that the rent is paid on time, and this is all backed by a government guarantee. Many private landlords are signing up to Serco rather than renting to ordinary people because the deal is so good. This means that more and more houses and flats on the rental market are now being used to house asylum seekers, leaving fewer and fewer for ordinary British people." I'm simply describing how the situation actually is today in this country without making any value judgments about it. I must admit, though, that when I see my own family members being priced out of their town because of this kind of thing, I do feel a little ticked off. I'm guessing that some viewers will probably know of similar cases. As usual, in the description to this video, I give a few links so people can check up the sort of things that I've been saying.